Want to send it now to PA announcer Henry Mahegan for a special pregame ceremony honoring the home base program that will take you right up to first pitch between the Red Sox and Yankees at Fenway Park.
Boston is a city with a rich history, a city known for so much. As the cradle of liberty, Boston played a major role in both the formation of America and our armed services. As a leader in medical innovation, its local hospitals, colleges, and businesses have led the way with the invention of everything from breakthroughs in cancer research to the advancement of life-saving vaccines. And we all know Boston is a city with a winning tradition that loves its sports teams. So it is only natural that when Massachusetts General Hospital and the Boston Red Sox combined efforts, it was to start a first-of-its-kind program for the men and women who serve in our armed forces. This partnership began after we visited the Walter Reed Medical Center following our World Series championships in 2004 and 2007. It was there that the Red Sox met service men and women who answered the call after the tragedies of September 11th. It was these men and women who went to Iraq and Afghanistan to fight the war on terror, protect all of us, and honor the nearly 3,000 souls we lost on that day. We were so deeply moved by their resolve and sacrifice that we sought to make a deeper, sustained commitment to serve our returning veterans. What began as a conversation on the return flight home between Red Sox chairman Tom Werner and Dr. Larry Ronan has grown into what is now the Home Base program. Home Base is the nation's first private sector clinic focused solely on healing the invisible wounds of war. And through a series of national partnerships, it has grown to provide care for more than 25,000 veterans, active military members, and their families at no cost to them. We all know that since 9/11, our nation has fought two separate wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. And the American men and women of our armed forces have found and brought to justice every major terrorist involved in that attack on this nation. During this quest for liberty and justice for all, more than 3 million men and women deployed to defend our freedoms as millions of family members waited anxiously at home for their loved ones who entered these hostile zones and placed themselves in harm's way. Here today, representing the members of our military and their families who have served and sacrificed to defend our way of life, please welcome the 49th Deputy Chief of Staff of the United States Army, G1 Lieutenant General Gary Brito. And members of the United States Army, Marines, Navy, Air Force, and Coast Guard, and their families. And just as we thank our heroes who have defended our freedom, we thank those who, for more than a decade, have developed new and improved clinical programs for our wounded warriors. It is their innovation and hard work that now delivers the only specialized mental health and brain injury program for our Special Operations Forces and the only dedicated program to heal the devastating wounds felt by the families of our fallen heroes. These men and women care for our most injured warriors and families each day. They provide them with hope for a day without pain and assist them in reclaiming the lives they once had and so richly deserve. Please join us in welcoming the clinical team and staff from Home Base. None of these services would be possible without the support and generosity of so many. And the Run to Home Base is the program's largest signature fundraising event. To date, the run has raised more than $25 million to fund the Home Base program's world-class care. Earlier today, we held our 12th annual Run to Home Base, and we are honored to welcome and thank some of this year's top fundraisers. The wars in Iraq and Afghanistan have now ended, but the healing process for our service men and women and their families will go on for some time. Here today to reaffirm our collective commitment to all veterans, please welcome the chairman of the Red Sox and the Red Sox Foundation, and the founder of the home base program, Tom Werner. Executive Director of the Red Sox Foundation, Becca Salwasser. Red Sox Hall of Famer and Honorary Chairman of the Red Sox Foundation, Tim Wakefield. Executive Director of the Home Base Program, retired Brigadier General Jack Hammond. The CEO of the Wounded Warrior Project, retired Lieutenant General Michael S. Linnington. Chief Operating Officer for Home Base, Michael Allard. Chief of Traumatic Brain Injury, Health and Fitness Programs for the Home Base Program, Dr. Ross Safont. And the Interim Chief Medical Officer and Senior Director of Research for the Home Base Program, Dr. Kalo Tanev. Together, we pledge to honor those who are killed, wounded, or injured in service of our country and ensure that they receive the care and support needed to reclaim their lives. Because their mission is now complete, but ours has just begun. Before we honor America with the singing of our national anthem, we ask that you join us in a moment of silence as we remember all those who have given their lives protecting our freedoms, whether at home or abroad. Thank you. Presenting the colors this afternoon is a Joint Service Color Guard representing all branches of our armed services. Our flag military is led by the men and women of Hanscom Air Force Base under the leadership of the Installation Commander, Colonel Katrina Stevens. And here to perform our national anthem is the cousin of Army Staff Sergeant Matthew Pacino, who sacrificed his life on November 23, 2009, to save the life of his teammates who were patrolling behind him in Afghanistan. After his death, his family created a memorial foundation in his name to aid wounded veterans and their families and to ensure that Staff Sergeant Pacino's legacy lives on forever. Please welcome Julie Roget.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight